Hello and happy end of the school year. Anthony Claypool here with Distinctive Schools, and I wanted to introduce you to our Anytime Anywhere Learning 2017. I'm going to be explaining a few things in greater detail, but I want you to take home the biggest point, which is that this summertime Anytime Anywhere Learning adventure is all about students having their choice of what kinds of things are interesting to them and taking the learning that they've done in the classroom and seeing it in their real world. Okay, so that could be watching in nature, going to a forest preserve and seeing the beauty of nature and thinking about a poem that they had read. That could be an eighth grader trying to determine the slope of a line made by a piece of playground equipment. That could be a kindergartner counting pine cones. That could be going to the grocery store and using some of the math skills to add or use unit rates. There's really any number of wonderful ways that you could think about the things that we learn in the classroom and how they exist in the real world. Okay, so this is a flyer that should have come home with your child. And here is a quick look at it. It basically just shows read what you want, write what you want, math, observe and report what you want, science, observe what you want, arts, create what you want. There's all kinds of wonderful ways to participate in Anytime Anywhere learning. Everything is going to be based around a Google form, and if you either go to any web-enabled device, laptop at the library, or a mobile device, you could scan a QR code, tablet, whatever, you can get to this survey. And this is where kids are going to enter their information. All they need to do is very quickly select their campus, whether it be in Minnesota or in Chicago, enter their student ID number, which they use to log on to the programs that we use in our school every day, so they'll know that information, and what grade they're going to be in next year, whatever grade they're going to be in. So if you were a kindergartner this year, you're going to be a first grader next year. All right. And then choose one of the things and answer some of the questions around it. If you're doing a reading exercise, answer the reading questions. If you are really, really passionate and interested in science, answer the science ones. If you love writing and you want to write a short story over the summer and you want to spend some time planning it and thinking about it, tell us what you're doing and share your writing with us, okay? And math, etc., arts, etc. You don't have to do all of them. You could just do one of them. You could do all of them if you want. You could do whichever ones you want. It's all about student choice. Everything is about doing the things that you want to do that are interesting to you, and thinking about the learning that we did in school and how it applies to your real world. Okay. If you look here, there's also Spanish instructions, and if you dig into some of these, there's a sample like reading log, a way to keep yourself organized around what you've read and the amount of time that you spent reading. It's a good idea for all kids to read 20 minutes a day, every day, regardless of what time of year it is. There's an example science observation log. So if you see something happening and you want to just make an observation, or if you want to experiment with the phenomena that you see happening, whether it be how a leaf floats off of a tree, whether it be how a ball bounces after you've knocked it off the table, there are any number of ways to experiment with science. Just make sure that we're doing safe things, and if there's something that could be dangerous, that we involve an adult to make sure none of that happens. There's all kinds of wonderful ways to think about your math observations. Maybe it's watching the parents go to a grocery store and comparing which jar of applesauce is the better deal, because we are looking at the unit rate for cost per ounce of applesauce. Maybe it's trying to save up for some special toy that they want to get at the end of the summer. Maybe it's deciding which local pool to try to go to and deciding based on the price. Any number of wonderful ways to do that. And then, like I said, there's also an opportunity to create any sort of art that you want, write any sort of writing that you want. These are just ideas. It's all about you sharing what you are interested in learning, and developing that love of learning. On your individual campus page, your flyer will have the actual Facebook page, the Twitter account, Instagram account, if they apply. And the best way to do this is to use this hashtag DS Summer Learning. That's how we're going to want to try to show the rest of the world what we're doing at Distinctive Schools to celebrate our love of learning. Okay. If you go in and see, you should have also gotten this letter. This letter shows some more information about it. It kind of is a shorter way to say what I've been saying in this video. And it tells some local library locations, because if you're really wanting a lot of structure for what your students are doing for a summer program, the ROMS Reads in Chicago program is a really, really great way for them to do that at their local library. And then finally, students who do an excellent job of participating in the summer learning over the summer are going to get a t-shirt when they come back, and we're going to celebrate them at an assembly. You can see here, this is our first draft of the design, but we want to keep our brain working anytime, anywhere, and celebrate our summer love of learning. One final thing I wanted to show you is for parents, this is really where you want to tune in. If you have just been kind of letting your students listen to this, there are a few things that are really important to keep your kids in a thinking mode during the summer. Some sort of routine is still good. I'm not saying that it still needs to be the same, 8 p.m. bedtime and 6 a.m. wake up time that you might have during the school year. But, like not completely abandoning the summer routine is probably a good thing, particularly for younger children. It's really important that they get a good night's sleep so that their brains are working great during the daytime. This is an awesome time where you can discover interests, help them figure out what kinds of things that they're really interested in, whether it be through doing project-y kind of things at home, letting them go to the library and discover what things they like to read about and experience in the world. Volunteering, this could be helping in a organization, or it could be just helping a loved one, coming and volunteering at grandma's house and helping her do something that she needs help with. Anytime is a good time to learn from the adults around us. It's always good to rediscover a joy of reading. There's a lot of really good, wonderful books to read. There are books for every single kind of reading interest. So helping kids spend 20 minutes a day reading is always, always a positive thing. And then finally, whether it be in a city park or in a nature preserve or in the woods, it is a really wonderful way to get kids out into nature and learn from the world around them. So again, this is Anthony Claypool. We're really excited about Anytime, Anywhere learning this summer. We want kids thinking and we want kids having fun. Thank you so much. Take care.